I'm silly. Literally logic. I'm silly too. It's okay. You can be silly. Oh man. Know what I don't like sometimes? Say if I go out with a friend, which it's not. I don't have this scenario, but just imagine somebody else and go out with a friend for a little bit. Maybe go out for a drink, maybe try to shoot somebody, shit like that, and then you wind up getting a ride home with. Well, no, you're not at home. You get your new home. You get a ride with some other people. You didn't even go with them people. You showed up with one person, like your cousin, and then you got to get a ride home with, well, no, not a ride home, ride somewhere else with some other people that don't like you. I hate when that happens. That's why I don't go out with friends, because I don't have any, thanks to people like that. But now that they're gone, and they'll soon be followed by a whole bunch of other fucking dummies, thanks to everybody already knows anyway. So, yeah, even me, and I wasn't even there, and I already know. How'd you do that? Well, I'm not going to give away all my secrets, but let's just say, a little bird chirped in my ear. And I think there's another bird chirping somewhere else. And going to, be burning down the house. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Going to bring it down. We're bringing it down. Why? God said so. It's time, motherfucker. Thank God. Thank God, man. I mean, I'm on God's time. I could sit it out and wait a little longer if I had to. But I was ready fucking 5 years ago, to be honest with you. I just didn't know what I know now. So now, it'll probably be a little bit easier, a lot easier, for me to handle, the magnitude of fucking this debacle, because I've already been sort of introduced to much of it and able to process much of it, knowing that there's more to come, some, surprising details, I'm sure, some interesting fucking players and plots. That'll, hey, the good news is they wrote the book for me, for the most part. Well, they did their part, and I did mine. I think it's going to make for a fucking interesting story, wouldn't you say? I do. And I didn't even fucking put a pen in the paper yet. I might not really do that. I think I'm going to speak into a dictaphone. No, say that, man. That's what they already said. As they were speaking in the dictaphone, I was sitting here all alone. I'd rather be all alone than hang around with those fucking boneheads. Oh, I think they're going to be alone pretty soon. Yeah. Feeling lonely. Despair, stuff like that. And I'm going to probably acquire a few friends, new friends, ones that I can trust now that I have eyes for that kind of shit. I do have eyes, believe me. Just because you don't see them, don't mean I don't. And I'm not normally that wrinkled. It's just these glasses sit there and give me a double wrinkle. It's like, when you got more chins than a Chinese phone book kind of fucking thing. I just got more eyes than a fucking... Who has a lot of eyes? Octopus, maybe? I don't know. I think I do. I got some beautiful fucking eyes to fucking rule the universe. These real eyes. Realize your real eyes. Busted. It's about time. I applaud these men and women who got to the bottom of this fucking nonsense. I know it was probably quite a mess to try to unravel. I give you guys a lot of credit. I really do. I thank you guys. I thank God, and God's going to bless every one of you. Believe me, everybody who participated on the right side to serve justice, you will be received now and forever as, hands of the Lord. You are the hands of the Lord. Believe me, God is so fucking real. He's amazing. Wow. I want to do my best to try to articulate, at least in part, my greatest, thoughts won't even begin to really serve or do, it's just beyond, it's amazing. God is so amazing. He's so real. They are so right here. They're really right here. There's, and over there too. I just heard them. I know you're everywhere. Hey man, come on over. Have a seat. Be a guest of Lit Logic. They would. Hey, one time, 4 years ago, I had a cool experience, man. And it was like probably the first time. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I was in such trauma. Much of it self-imposed, by the way. I know I had a little help from external sources, but at the end of the day, I got to take responsibility for my own fucking. Excuse me. I'm trying to do better with my language too. I will try to remove that FFFF from my vocabulary because I'm going to try to begin to speak and be of a service universally, and including young people and people that just don't want to hear God's name mentioned with profanity. So I get it. That's my part. I'm going to have to do better with that. I'm not going to make excuses. I'll do better with that. Okay? And I'm just used to talking like that because I grew up in Southwest Philly and I get pissed off a lot. And it's okay. I'm going to make excuses for it. I promise you I'm going to do better. And I'll practice for the balance of this fucking video. I mean, oh my God. There we go. I did that on purpose. I really did. But anyhow, what was I saying? Oh yeah. Something about, I have no idea. I really don't. Oh yeah, how people don't want to hear somebody's talking trying to offer a message of truth and love and God while wearing a fucking hat like this, or use profanity, or see me in public with a cigarette in my hand, or in my mouth, shit like that, and no, yes, I did drugs in my past. I watched pornography. I did a few other things I regret. None of your fucking business. Well, you probably already know anyway. Follow me around. It's okay. I'm okay with that, man. At the end of the day, as long as we find our way to becoming better people and a better society and a better just collective body of God's children who start to understand that God is real. It seems like there has been a really, and I don't watch the news. I have a TV, but I don't watch it. I bought it so my son could watch a football game on Thanksgiving when he came over. And I got to see the Minnesota Vikings in that really cool. Oh no, Seattle Seahawks in that really funky colored green. I was like, wow, oh my God. But anyhow, I don't watch TV. I don't really watch the news. So I forget what I was even saying about that, man. But I don't watch TV. Believe that? I don't want to know. Oh yeah, here we go. I see how my mind works. It doesn't always skip a beat, but sometimes it does. But sometimes we all skip a beat, but I skip a beat sometimes too. Times 2 or 22. Anyway, see, when I do stuff like that, I forget what I was talking about. But it'll come back to me. If not, we'll talk about something else. Maybe something even better. Now, I think it's it's about there seems to be a general message of society that is, you know, we know it. It is somewhat fear-based. You know, we can't deny it, whether it's intentional or otherwise. Um, you know, it does establish a perception for individuals and small groups that now generates its energy. So when you present or project a message or a thought process or an established you know narrative that sort of by design sort of will sort of result in a generic response system, and then it starts to vibrate, and that vibration sort of occupies or interrupts some of the other vibrations that sort of allow it acts like a ceiling, and then some of the lower vibes, it's the ceiling for the lower vibes, so you stay in this, it's sort of so you have to sort of remove that invisible ceiling. It's invisible, remember. It's just stuff going to try to make you think a certain way. And, much of it's real. I mean, so yeah, you see things and can't deny, there are things going on in the world that sort of line up with this narrative, and that's probably generated to support it, However, by design or just, you spin society in a certain direction. Yeah, we've done it a few times. We've been around for a few fucking thousand years. We know what's up, and with technology and becomes a little bit more easy to manipulate at a quicker pace and all that stuff. But anyway, bottom line is, it seems like seemed like a downturn in morale, human morale, and just like hope has been diminished significantly. People really have seen with their own eyes the decline of the fabric of societies and families and values and the things that are paramount in establishing a foundation of life that's going to offer, love and regeneration and fruit, it's like having a plant and watering it with piss. You can't piss on your fucking plant and want it to grow right. It doesn't want your piss. Your body didn't want it, so the plants don't want it either. You gotta call the water boy. Give us some fucking H2O, H2O, yeah, H2O, yeah. But it's shit like that. So, but here's the deal. The message has been, and when I was watching the news, I was subject to it as well. And still subject to it to some degree, because you still got to witness society respond to it, even if you're not necessarily participating in the source of that, even if, but I'll tell you what, the good news is, absent of that, narrative, for lack of a better word, or that theme, social theme that is being basically, cycled through, most of our lives, from disconnecting with that for the most part and exercising areas of mental practice. It's it's really your mind, your systems. You're so connected to so much more that has great potential, amazing potential. And we all have it in us because God set you down here with a package of love. And yeah, we know the enemy's got a package of traps and fucking obstacles for you. It's part of the deal. And God's with you, man. He's supporting you the whole way. You got an angelic realm that's real. Those angels are real. They're not, there's real angels, they're real. You have like the invisible realm. Ooh. That's your power, man. Power's in love, not in numbers. That power is fucking badass, you know? And they got numbers. So what I'm trying to say is it's been established in my mind, certainly, of the the higher order and the command, if you will, the spiritual and social God control of our universe, of our lives, the very direct interest and involvement that they play. Now, of course, we have free will, but believe me, when you're moving out, they're trying to bring you back. Your love team is trying to bring you back, while this other energy is trying to pull you away. It's just like, it's polarity thing, and you have to understand, you have to forgive yourself so you don't let your own shame and guilt beat you up as another trap, the fucking guilt of sin and all that, where you're going to disqualify yourself. Every day you wake up, you just don't think that you're really God material because you did A, B, and C, and you're probably going to do it again tomorrow and next day. Hey man, that doesn't disqualify you. No, don't. I mean, you could probably climb the stairs a little faster if you didn't do A, B, and C tomorrow, next day. But until you just discover that that's an impedance to progress, and choose that you want to ascend, climb that ladder, until that time, man, still condition your mind to sort of accept that as part of your at least temporary current state of being. That's who you are. Don't justify and condone something fucking harsh and nasty that's going to harm you or other people. But if it's something moderate, just a sin of the flesh, some little areas of, that you would like to pull back in, don't beat yourself up, man. It's not really okay, but it is okay. That's for you to discover what's not okay. Okay? So that's how that goes, man. So liberate yourself from your own self-judgment, guilt, shame, all those things, man. The best you can. And practice that. Forgive yourself. God's already forgave you. Remember, his son Jesus died for your sins. You are forgiven. You are forgiven. Now forgive yourself. And don't believe the people telling you that you're not forgiven and that you will be punished for doing that 5 years ago, last year, last week. You will not be punished. You're already being punished for that because that darkness is basically the energy source is the other guy. So you're already being punished. So now you got to liberate yourself from the other guy. And when you do, you'll realize what's left is where you came from. That's who made you. God is God. He's in charge, okay? It's God's house. We are God's children. We don't belong to that guy. He was just down here to be a challenge. They communicate with God. The underworld and the higher realms, they communicate. They're all in it together, man, for our development or lack thereof. They're in on it together. I'm not saying there's definitely battle, man. They're battling for your life. And the love team, God's team, outmatch the enemy. The opponents are no match for God's kingdom. God's kingdoms, it's really, God is the ultimate authority. Nobody can ever do anything God doesn't want to happen. So that's why you got to rest assured. Allow your life to unfold with peace, trust, and faith. And, man, something beautiful is going to come from it. And the things that don't, you'll find beauty in it eventually, if not immediately. Probably won't immediately, but you can and will have to establish some patience, some discipline, acceptance, all those things. Add it up, and you got yourself some freedom. Imagine that. I know some people that don't have the freedom right now. I'm sorry, that's the way it is. I would never in a million years have wouldn't have. You would told me last year even. 5 years ago? No fucking way. You know, what I know now? Oh well. The free will be free. And those that chose captivity will be in captivity. With logic.